Hey guys, I'm Dr. William Kyle Vincent. Been getting a lot of questions about stress and how to alleviate it. I would like to share with you 5 things that I do to alleviate stress in my life. Number 1 is reading. With my profession, I have to read a lot of scientific books, a lot of knowledge to make sure I'm up to speed on everything that's current as far as how to treat patients medically. I like to read not only those things, but for decompression of stress, I like to read something outside of my realm, outside of my profession. And for me right now, it's a lot of self-help books. It's a lot of finance. I am finding whether it's the stock market, investing, estates, how people have made money in business. A lot of those things are really, really interesting to me. I like to read about it, watch shows about it. But the reading portion, as far as the tangible evidence and really scientific based evidence as far as what people have learned throughout just history, is really, really interesting to me. And it takes my mind off of a lot of the day-to-day stresses that I have, whether it's patients or the workplace or anything else. But reading something that you enjoy is really important to relieve stress. Number 2, I use meditation. And I'm new to it. I really have enjoyed my experience with it. I use the Calm app on a daily basis. It's that 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes of just really working at calming your mind, being present, focusing on your breath, focusing on your surroundings, your body, and really working at it. I'm not great at it by any stretch. I'm still a work in progress, very much so, but it's those 10 minutes of effort to really just be present and not let my mind run with all of the laundry list of things to do on a day-to-day basis. That gives me a lot of calm, a lot of resolution in regards to being able to tackle the rest of the day, because I've had that moment, that reset of peace in my mind, my body, my spirit. And meditation is definitely a second thing that I do to relieve stress. Number 3 is exercise. I love exercising. I generally get up early in the morning, hit the gym for about an hour and 15 minutes, do a cardio, lift weights, come back home, get ready for my day. Because of the isolation that we're in, I have to find other ways to really get that physical activity and exercise in. I'm currently just learning to really enjoy and embrace outdoor running, which I do protectively with a mask and everything. But then when I get home, from a lifting weight perspective, I'm really focusing on body weight, focusing on core strength, sit-ups, push-ups. I have a few dumbbells and do a bit of work there, and really just still try to get that good efficient amount of exercise in to release all that stress, to take my mind off of things, get a good sweat in, and that's another way that I really alleviate stress. The 4th thing that I do is writing or journaling. It's really, really important for me sometimes when I'm thinking about a whole lot in one particular setting, whether it's work-related, socially related, family-related, to really put my thoughts down on paper. The physical act of actually writing something down, in my opinion, I find that the most important stuff ends up on the paper. So, when you're overwhelmed with a lot of thoughts, you're overwhelmed with a lot of emotion, it's the things that make it to the paper that are actually the most important things to focus on. So I find myself doing that in times of stress, in times of relationship turbulence, in times of big decisions, and it's really, really a good thing to do, because it really highlights what's not only in your mind, but just really what's working your nerves in that regard. And putting it on paper, simplifying the problem, being able to focus on the different things that you've itemized in that writing is really, really helpful for my stress level. The 5th thing that I do is pray. And I think prayer is powerful. I pray every night before I go to bed. And one major example that tends to stand out is when I've had a close friend that's been sick, and his diagnosis, there's not a whole lot people can do. And praying for him and making, asking God to really protect him, cover him, make sure the doctors are covered, nurses, he's okay, his family's okay as much as possible. That's something that I can do in that moment. And in that praying for him, it also puts into perspective whatever I'm going through, but it really puts a lot of things in perspective as far as what's going on in the world, in your community, in your family. And that really kind of helps, once again, relieve that stress that may be happening, because it's not just you that's going through something, and being selfless in that act really helps me decompress and relieve stress. Okay, guys, so those are my 5 things that I use to relieve stress. It's real important to have a set of 3 or 5 things to do, to go to. You don't have to be great at it. The whole point in relieving stress is to reset your mind, your body, your spirit, to be able to go forth with the day-to-day activities that you have to do and accomplish. So find those things, hold on to those things, use my 5 things if you want, and I'll talk to you later soon. I love my bike. I got into motorcycles because of my dad, and I happen to love Mad Men. So my bike's name is Betty Draper. That's her name. My dad got into motorcycles shortly kind of into college, and at first I thought like, dude, like what's going on? You're going through midlife crisis, like what's up? You're getting a bike, and you know, his mom with it, like what's going on? My mom was all for it and all of that, but it's really a good stress relief. You know, got the motor going, and I like to, you know, I don't commute to work with it frequently, but what I like to do is just ride out on trails. You get to see the scenery, you're out in the open, and it's just really peaceful. I think I get to process my thoughts, and it's a really good thing. I liken it to kind of going in the pool as a kid. You know, after a bike ride, you know, I want to take a good nap because I've just really spent that much energy processing a lot of stuff throughout the day. And it's also a thing that me and my dad bond over, and another activity that we do together as an adult and everything. So it's been really cool.